Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Gaurav Bhalla. I'm a senior associate at Elavat and Associates, uh, which is, of course, the firm that I'm working with currently. Elavat and Associates is a full-service firm. It started off about 20 years ago, and it's virtually operating in every sphere of law, and we provide legal services in each domain. On a personal level, I handle the IP, data privacy, media and entertainment, as well as the sports law sphere in the firm. As regards today's video, it is, of course, a part of the Gaming for Next Gen series by Lawwiser, and I'll be discussing an overview of fantasy sports in India. To start off, it's important to understand what is an online fantasy sport. So the operative word here is, of course, fantasy sports, but it's also important to understand that these games are exclusively played online and not physically. So it's the element of electronic platforms is important in online fantasy sports. Uh, there is no specific legislation which governs online fantasy sports, but Justice Ashok Bhushan, in one of his judgments, has actually defined this term, wherein he said that online fantasy sports is basically a skill based digital entertainment interactive sports platform where fans or participants create their own virtual teams made up of real life players from upcoming matches and earn points based on the performance of these real life sports players in a real life sports match. So, to put it in simpler words, basically, in a fantasy sports, the user or the participants creates their own team based on the real life sporting events that are going on. So the team consists of real life players, and the amount of points or, let's say, money earned by users is dependent on how those real life players chosen by the user performs in the real life sporting events. Of course, the platforms where such online fantasy sports are played are called online fantasy sports platforms. There are a number of online fantasy sports platforms operating in India. Currently, it started off mainly with cricket in India, with Dream 11 and Mobile Premier League Fantasy Cricket being one of the dominant players, but it's spread over to other sports as well. Apart from India, of course, we have fantasy sport platforms in virtually every sport now, but it's primarily, of course, focused on team games and not individual sports. So you have fantasy sports platforms in the domain of NBA, Formula One, English Premier League, just to name a few. In terms of potential that fantasy sports platforms have in India, just to give an overview, the fantasy sports market, the market capitalization of fantasy sports in India in the year 2017 was around 1700 crores, and it rose to 6100 crores in the next year, and in 2019-20 it rose to 16,000 crores. So we can almost say that there was a 10 times increase in the 2 years, which is exponential in my opinion. As regards the revenue which is earned by fantasy sports companies, um, in the year 2017 to 18, the revenue was about 260 crores. And in the year 2019-20, it rose to about 2400 crores, which is almost a 12 times increase. So you can see the amount of monetary potential that is there for fantasy sports platform and why this sector is booming and why is it becoming relevant in today's date. Now, to ascertain the criteria of what is a fantasy sport and what qualifies as a fantasy sport, and in pure terms, what is legal and what is not legal, there are two terms which have come into being with respect to such sports. One is, of course, game of skill, and the other one is a game of chance. Among the two, a game of skill is, of course, allowed under the statute. and as well as through judicial precedents, whereas a game of chance essentially amounts to gambling and has been banned. Uh, to basically dwell further into these two concepts, a game of skill is basically where a player or a user needs to invest their time in learning, practicing, and mastering the skill in order to win the virtual game. Now, in order to do that, the user should be aware of what the rules of the games are, what the procedure is, which teams are playing against each other, which player is performing currently. So a lot of factors have to be taken into consideration by the participant to actually make a selection for their team, and of course try to earn as many points and money through it. On the other hand, a game of chance is where the element of chance dominates the element of skill, and luck is a major factor involved in such games. And it's difficult to predict what the outcome of the game will be, and whether the user will win or not. It's primarily not in the user's hand, but it is predominantly dependent on luck. As regards the statutes, as I mentioned, there's no specific statutes in India governing specifically online fantasy sports, but there's a statute dating back to the year 1867, which is called the Public Gaming Act. Under this statute, all forms of betting and online betting are termed to be illegal. However, the statute carves out an exception under Section 12, wherein it says that games which um, basically Section 12 allows games which are dependent on mere skill, and this term has actually been interpreted by the judiciary to carve out an exception for online fantasy sports as well. So this is the statutory backing that most of the judicial bodies place reliance on to adjudicate upon disputes relating to online fantasy sports. Since there is no specific statute, we don't have a governmental body which regulates fantasy sports in India, but there is a non-governmental body which is the Federation of Indian Fantasy Sports, which was formed in 2017. It was, of course, formed for the purpose of regulation and promotion of best practices in the online fantasy sports services. And they try to promote high standards of self-regulation and operational efficiency in this industry. And a number of major players operating in this industry are members of this body. In fact, in 2019, Justice A.K. Sikri was appointed as the ombudsman and the ethics officer of the FIFS. So we can see steps being taken for regulation of this industry. That's it for this video for now, but I'll be discussing in my next video some of the judicial pronouncements which have been there regarding the legality of fantasy sports in India, as well as some recent developments which have taken place, apart from, of course, the judicial pronouncements. Thank you.